Hello people, this is Power here with a review of the DX Orb Calibur from Ultraman Orb. This is the transformation device Guy uses to transform into his original form, Orb Origin. And this also doubled as his transformation device to Origin the First and the Origin Saga. If you ever saw that series, I recommend it. It's a pretty good show. So here's a nice portrait of the Orb Calibur. Shows compatibility with the Orb Ring. Shows the ability to spin it, and it includes one Ultra Fusion card. Again, here's Orb Origin, Orb Calibur, the Fusion card, Ultraman Orb. Bottom doesn't really have anything, it just has all the information. This is pretty bad, but this is a left shot of Orb Origin. The right shot I should have backed out. Anyways, here's the back, which just shows you everything. There's Guy using it with the Orb Ring to do the attacks and such. Everything I'm going to show you. So let's go straight into it. So first of all, I have to address, here's the fusion card that includes the Ultraman Orb or Origin fusion card, which is T043, and it's light, and it has Orb's chest. I don't know if any of Orb's kaijus had this, I'm pretty sure they do. But what makes this different from any other fusion card is that it's rainbowy and it's pretty. And plus it's one of the few standalone ones. And the back just has the stats, Origin Coulson, and yeah, so let's summon the Orb Calibur. I don't remember how I did my orb stuff. So as you can see, it's the fusion card actually pulsates through all the LEDs, which looks really beautiful. So pressing the trigger, just has a generic sound with Guy's grunt, or Orb's grunt. Obviously we can still do a finisher. And yeah, that's basically it. And it's actually a different finisher from the Orb Calibur, so that's pretty nice. I really love the LEDs. So we're gonna put this aside for now because we still need it as we view the Orb Calibur. So here's the Orb Calibur out of its box, and well, it's a typical Bandai Japan sword, but that's not the whole point. The whole point is that this is actually supposed to represent what the small size version that Guy uses when he's Orb, or the one that he uses to transform into Origin the First with an Origin Saga. So I'm not going to really complain about the size, because I really like the size. It's tiny. And obviously it's more of a caliber than a sword, but you know, I can't really complain. There's these hollowed out areas, but I don't really want to complain about those. But the button's at least not hollowed out, so I appreciate that. The disc, it's pretty smooth. Again, the button, the 4 circles for the elements circling around Orb. The blade, it's pretty small, but I'm not going to really complain about it again. Battery compartment requires 3, you will see why. Speakers and on and off switch. And yeah, so let's turn it on. So Guy announces the name of the weapon as most Ultra toys do, and as you can see, this LED, this white LED actually stays on for a real long time. I have to appreciate that. So when you don't spin the disc, you get these two slashing sounds, or clashing, I mean. These alternate between each other. And again, the LED actually stays there for a real long time. So when you want to transform, spin the not dial, that's Clipping Ranger. Spin the disc completely, like spin it full force, I guess. Then you get the 4 elements pulsating. Then you get the white LED too. So to transform, just press the trigger. Then you get that nice, beautiful transformation sound. I really love that transformation. And to finally, like, and the fact that, like, the speakers are really loud and clear, it's even more better. Like, I just have to give them props to that. So obviously, there's 4 elements, just like Wizard. So, you can circle through or cycle through the 4 elements to get 4 different attacks. So let's do Orb Flame Calibur first by just slowly turning the disc. Then you get the fire pulsating sound until you press the trigger. And it continuously pulsates until you spin the disc. And nothing changes from the attacks. So let's do Orb Water Calibur. So spin it next. Then it'll do a water pulsating sound. Again, press the trigger. Spin the disc. Now do Orb Ground Calibur. Oops. Press the trigger again. Then now do Orb Wind Calibur. And that's it. So obviously, to be show accurate, to do the final finisher, we need the orb ring. And we're going to align the Orb Calibur to up to this portion, up this section of the Orb Calibur to the Orb Ring. If it actually reads it. So it says that, then when you press the button, it's no special sound, doesn't do a finisher or anything, it just does that sound. So that means we powered up our Orb Calibur to do our final finisher. So again, just do like how you would transform it. But then instead of pressing the button, hold the button down. Spin the disc. And that's basically it. So, yeah, that's basically it with the Orb Calibur overall. And, yeah, so I guess I'll just go into final thoughts and talk about that. So basically, with the Orb Calibur, I really like the toy. It's a really nice role-playing weapon, and I'll say all of Orb's role-playing weapons are basically the same, but have their own uniqueness to them. Like with the Orb Slugger Lance, you had to push down the lever in order to do the attacks and press the button. This toy, obviously, you spin the disc, and then press the trigger to do your attack, and spin the disc again. And with the Orb Slasher, you slide your finger down and press the trigger or press the button below, the extension button, to do your finishers. So, with how the Orb Calibur does it, I think it's probably the most fluid. But my only flaw with it is, as you just saw, the disc is really sensitive. So if you're literally just like swinging it around and such, you're gonna like get in the like sounds of circling this around, which is kind of annoying. Because the only way to bypass that is like when you're swinging it around, like just constantly pressing the trigger so it doesn't do that, or just have it off in general. But other than that, it's a pretty fun toy, and it actually goes along well with the Orb Ring too, because it shares the same red and doesn't share the black, because this is actually tan, but I still appreciate it. And again, the card is really beautiful, and again, this is the only way of getting this card, so like this is the only weapon you probably have to get in the Orb line just to get this card. But honestly, even if just get it in general, because this is his first changer before he obtained the Orb Ring in chapter 4 or so in his story. I don't remember, but and like honestly, like I really like the Orb Calibur as a changer too, because it's really simple. Because obviously we never had simple changers in a while, of just like simple like thrusting something in the air. Obviously reminiscing the Showa Ultraman and such. So that's a pretty nice touch. So I think that'll be it for this. So again, I really enjoyed this toy. Good. There, the fix anything. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, but I love this toy. I love Origin the First. I want this figure art. This is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people. Bye.